Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We're just getting on Interstate 10 here. Doing an overnight trip over here. Gonna stop, check out a couple museums along the way. We're heading over to Indio, Palm Springs area. Check out these Santa Ana winds. I am just getting shoved all over the road. Look at that truck just plowing through it. Oh man. This is one nasty road to drive in these kind of winds. Anyway, we got about 75 miles to get there. I thought we'd make a couple cool stops today at some museums. Road construction everywhere. They have rebuilt this entire road. Let's make a quick stop here at Desert Center. I heard they were rebuilding this too. This was an old abandoned town. Been 5 years since I've been over here and it's still abandoned. But maybe they'll bring it back to life. This was a truck stop central here for a lot of years. Well, that one's still abandoned. The George Patton Museum is about 20 miles up the road. We're gonna make that our first stop. Also, I was hired by Coachella Lakes RV Resort. Gonna spend the night there and film that resort. They also own River Sands, the park I reviewed last year. They're cool people and it helps support the channel. Look at that building. Oh my goodness. I think it needs a roof. So there's a maintenance yard and a post office. This is still an active post office here. There's a little community up the road. I'm gonna do it today, not in these winds. There's the old cafe. Imagine all the people used to eat there. They've actually used, I think, some of these buildings for movie sets through the years. Good old California. Yep, 2019. Look at them flags whipping. That's where the post office is. Alright, well, I see a museum in our future, like real quick. Anyway, cool to see. Been a few years, still looks the same. Jump back on that busy interstate. We'll be up that Patton Museum shortly. Rebuilding that entire bridge, this whole section, clear from Blythe, all the way. You know, back a ways, it flooded really bad a few years ago. It closed down the freeway. I bet they're elevating it. This is the main artery. I mean, truck central. Oh, goodness. Constant through Quartzsite. Same interstate that runs through Quartzsite. Busy, busy road. Especially on the holidays. Hey, speaking of which, pretty soon, Thanksgiving coming up. Big Turkey Day. This is one cool museum. We'll see what this area was back in the 30s and 40s. This was the central location for George Patton. All the training that they did, including clearing Arizona, all the way up Vegas, all of it. Thousands of square miles they had, which kind of puts in perspective, like when you go to Bouse up from Quartzsite, where all the tanks were and everything, just all the history is right up here. Scirocco Summit. Here it is, coming up. Yay. And there's gas stations, restaurants. Joshua Tree National Park is right over those mountains there. This coming spring, I want to do a run through here, that Anza Borrego State Park, Borrego, whatever it is. They got a nice spring bloom, but straight over those mountains is Joshua Tree National Park, and here's a museum. It looks open. Been here a long time. It's well done. I was stopped here, oh goodness, long time ago, more than 5 years. It probably had been 7, 8 years ago. There he is, his statue. Well, what do you say? Want to go check it out? Heck yeah. Kind of an impressive view with the flag behind him and stuff. Oh, Patton. Just a different time back then, World War II and all that going on. What amazes me is how fast they built all those bases. They got old tanks here. We can go walk around the yard. Desert Training Center. Maneuver area. Through all the mountains and everything. Cool. Well, let's head on in. Look at that wind. Man, it's just screaming today. This is what I remember, this topographical map. Thousands of square miles. This goes clear from the ocean all the way up towards Vegas. There's Lake Mead, Vegas area. Wonder if Quartzsite's on here. I bet Bouse is. That's got to be down at the other end. But they used all the mountains. They said it was close to the terrain in Africa, I think. There's the ocean. LA, the whole LA basin. That was all part of it. All their different bases and supplies. It's incredible. My dad was a World War II veteran. He was stationed in Victorville, California, Army Air Corps. There's the Salton Sea. That one flag, that's where we are, Shirako Summit. Here you go. We're way over here now. All the way down to Yuma. Bouse is up there. Where all the tanks are. We've gone to that museum. I'll do that again. Through our quartzite stuff. But isn't that impressive? Just the size of this map. There's even a map of the aqueduct system. All the water they pump straight out of Parker. Alright, well, what do you say? Want to walk around? It's more about the aqueduct. That is amazing how they can build a river across the desert. Here's a map. Huge, isn't it? Major California camps. There's quartzite, yay, and bouse. All part of it, clear down to Yuma. All the way up to Vegas. 18,000 square miles, something like that. It's massive. I know you see concrete slabs all over the desert. That's part of it. Where we were up in Midland and all that. That was kind of cool going up seeing that old ghost town. And there's the helmets. More of the uniforms. Old time YouTube. The radio. Everyone huddled around, listening to radio. Remember my dad telling stories. I mean, they didn't have electricity until he was like in high school. More of the uniforms. The curator here was telling me they've added brand new displays on the other side of the building. This is the old section. So there's more. There's the tanks. That's what Patton was famous for, huh? It's quiet in here. Wow, look at that flag. That thing's huge. Stars and stripes, well displayed. And more of the old guns back in the day during the war. Veterans Day was this week. Happy Veterans Day to everyone that served. Thank you for your service. It's kind of a fitting museum here. Well, they got the news section. We're going to check it. There's his burial site. Wasn't he was killed in a car wreck or something right after World War II. Here it is. 1945 car accident. Army truck and general's car hit head on. Survived all those battles. What was it? Oh, Ironside? There's the dog, his famous dog. Wow. Tragic. There's the timeline of the war. Different wars. World War I and II. Wow, this photo is life size. Just like they're really sitting there. 1918 tank school in France. Oh, goodness. (1916, 1914). They've really redone this thing. I don't remember any of this stuff. If you're a history buff, any of that kind of thing, my goodness. There's World War I. They even have a big library in here now. '42 to '44 Desert Training Center. See, that's what amazes me. In such a short time, they built all those camps, everything. Wow. Arizona, Bouse. There's Bouse. There's Quartzsite. Quartzsite had a little airstrip. That's where the women trained. Camp Rice, Camp Granite, Camp Young. That's where we're at here, I think. There's Ehrenberg, Camp Clipper. Wow. Tanks in action there. I think Bouse was top secret too. Camp Bouse. Patton scratching in the dirt. This is how we're going to do it. Oh, look at this. This is about Camp Bouse. Right up from Quartzsite. Bouse is about 30 miles from Quartzsite. It's in La Paz County. It was a top secret tank base. They had a new light system that was supposed to light up the battlefield. Then they finally figured out that it was made it more of a target. So they never used it. It was super top secret though. All about. There's one of the tanks with the light on it. Isn't that something? You never know what the history is around you, even out in the middle of the Sonora and Mojave Desert. Isn't that something? Alright, well, there's an outside part of this museum. We'll head out there. Wow, that tank got destroyed. I think this is the exit back here. More tank info. Once again, if you're a history buff, this is right on I-10. It's called Shiraka Summit. Close to one of the entrances, the south entrance to Joshua Tree National Park. There is a fee to get in. It's not a lot. They offer senior and military discounts. I think military you get in free if you're a veteran. (1945) 10th Mountain Division. Means them guys were on skis. In the mountains in the snow. There you go. Wow. Alright. Let's truck outside. Get back in this wind. Tank yard entrance. Here we come. Here you go. Need a tank? Wow, there. Cadillac. Woo. All the officers rode in that one. That thing is clean looking. So more tanks in the back. They all got rubber tracks on them, so they probably drive them. Need a Jeep. Run around the desert. That must be for parades or something, that little wagon there. Yeah, I don't remember this many displays. I know they had the outside stuff, but definitely they spent some money on this place. There's a tank named Rosie. Bet that thing's loud. You hear that coming down the dirt road. Nice building. Well, let's go outside, see what else they got. How'd you like to fix one up as an RV? Pull in the park, say, hey, got a site for a tank? Bet the neighbors wouldn't bug you. Just a resting place for all these tanks. Big old tow truck. That thing is huge. My goodness, look at the size of that thing. Almost looks like a face on the front of it. Dump truck. Some of these have been out here a very long time. All the tracks are missing off of them. That's kind of what I remembered a few years ago. Another big tank. And a seating area. Probably they have services here. Different functions. Very cool. That Cadillac, I think that's the best one out here though. That thing is mint condition. Well, let's make our way back out of here. Got a few miles left to do. Here's a sculpture out of metal of a tank. Got an artist. Alright. Well, we'll see what we missed going back through. More battle stories. Looks like this is where their offices are. Oh, they got a theater. See, all this is new too. Buy war bonds. All the USO, all the entertainers. Good old Bob Hope. Who's that? Al Jolson. Entertaining the troops. That was a big deal back in the day. All them guys got shipped overseas. Most of them drafted. I know my dad was drafted. There was no choice. You went. He was stationed in England, and I forget the other. Mainly England, I think. 3.5 years he was over there. More faces, guys being entertained. Look at the old jukebox. Here's Bob Hope. He did that for a lot of years. Not only World War II, he did all the wars. Korean, Vietnam, I think. He lived in Palm Springs, 1903 to 2003. The USO.
And artillery and aircraft together. They had to learn how to do the
Paratroopers.
those men in the field and working
Hope winning the
communications
war. There you go. There's a Jeep. That'd be a collector's item there now. A lot of people like to have that. Red Cross, honoring the Red Cross. Alright, well, glad I stopped. Good to see it again. Good to see they improve it. Ton more displays. This thing's really grown. And that topographical area map, that just really shows what it was back then. That is so cool. Alright, I'm checking the phone here. I still have time. You know, on the north side, Palm Springs, there's an air museum. Wasn't sure if I'd have time to do it, but what do you say? You want to go check it out? Heck yeah. Because we're going to drive through a ton of traffic now once we get down into Indio. Looking forward to spend the night at this Coachella Lakes. CRR Properties have become a good friend. They also had that one in Camp Verde I spent the night at up earlier this spring. Okay, here we go. It's probably about another, 20 miles or so till we get down into the towns, cities. More road construction. The whole way, clear from Blythe, which is probably about 90 miles or so. They are totally redoing all this. It was, I'm sure, well needed. There's the mountains. Now we're dropping down. This will be Coachella Valley coming up. Huge agricultural area. This is where they grow all the date palms. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you can sign up for my free newsletter. Got all kinds of cool stuff on there. Stories of future, past, present videos, locations, all kinds of good stuff. Blogs. Also, got a merch shop. Check out the new Armchair Traveler series. Coffee cups, hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, because it's cold, winter. They make great gifts. Got the holidays coming up. Help support the channel and future travel just like this one. Heading over here to Palm Springs. Still can't believe it's been 5 years. My goodness. Time does fly. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv. Appreciate it very much. Alright, we're right at the very edge of the start of Coachella Valley. There's the water canal. Actually, that Coachella Lakes RV Resort runs right along that off to the right. But it's still early. We got time. We'll head out to Palm Springs real quick. Hit another museum. Yay. Through the years, I came over here a lot of winters back in like 2012, 2013, and 14. when Quartzsite would wind down, I'd come over here for a couple months and camp out, enjoy the warm weather. Then in 2017, I actually lived here for almost a year at Indian Wells RV Park. Then moved back to Arizona. Alright, let's see. We got about, maybe 18 miles or so. That's the exit we'll come back to after we go up Palm Springs, Dillon Road. So we got about 18-20 miles to get up museum. We'll be there shortly. Made it. Yay. Good old freeway driving in California. Of course, here you don't have all the LA stuff when you get really into the heart of Southern Cal. Ooh, quite a few cars. This is the Palm Springs Air Museum. I was here several years ago. They got some really, really cool old planes. Ton of history. It also ties in with the Patton Museum and all that. You know, one thing about the Patton Museum, it really gives you a perspective of the entire desert. What happened back then, the history of it. Not only here, but all the way over in Arizona. Quartzsite Bouse, up to Vegas, all of it, just how massive it was. Hey, got some shade here. Yeah, not the best parking. Alright, let me get parked, we'll head on in. This place is huge. You can even come out and take a ride on some of the old planes. They used to do it on weekends. That'd be kind of cool, huh? Alright, well, what do you say? Let's head on in. There's several hangars. We'll just kind of weave our way through them. Then there's a bunch of stuff outside. The jet for Walt Disney is somewhere around here. We gotta find that. Bet these things still fly. Got to. That is in perfect condition. They got them crammed in here too. That one with 3X on it, they're working on that. Looks like the engines. What a ride in one of those, huh? Oh, back in the day. Looks like all the metals, everything and anything about the old planes and aviation in here. Aviation and art. A lot of prints. Wow. Those are excellent photographs. Probably help support this stuff. There is a fee to get in here, but it's worth it. Oh my goodness. There's the ride you want. Bright yellow. Isn't that something? Right under the wing of that big old plane. Yeah, that 3X, see that? They got the engine tore up. Looks like they're saving it. I'm almost positive you can take rides out here. I remember years ago you could. They'll load you in one of the old bombers. There's another old Jeep. Wow, this place is packed full of people. My goodness, there's school kids, buses. Good to see. See what else we got back here. Snoopy. Gotta have Snoopy at the Air Museum. Old time bicycle. Little cannon. And there's your motorcycles with the big old sidecar. All the leather bags on it. Where you went. What a ride that'd be. Old truck. And paintings. Wow. General Pet Museum, we're just there. Info on that. See, they all connect. Everything does here on this kind of stuff. Pretty impressive artwork. They're restoring that old timer. Got the engines. Looks like they're digging dirt out of the engines. Probably volunteers do that. How'd you like to come to work and they say you gotta polish the plane? Things like a big mirror. That is impressive. Another old car. Flight crew. Pretty darn neat. A little bit of everything. These walls are just covered. Pictures and paintings. Well, let's head outside. Isn't that is just cool looking. Here you go. Looks like they're working on this one too. Missing a few parts. There's your gun. Oh, imagine that was noisy. Them guns firing off. Like shooting inside of a barrel. Oh, goodness. Imagine the history in this thing. There's the big old landing gear. Wow. Up there bouncing around in a big old metal tub like that. Goodness. Here's the Disney plane. Pretty sure it is. I've seen pictures of it before. Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse right on there. You can hear the jets taking off. Palm Springs Airport's right here. Big old runway. Busy airport. I've flown out of there a couple times. Oh, there you go. There's an old biplane. All engine, prop, seat, wings. Way you go. I bet all these run. They probably still fly them. You see puddles of oil under some of the engines. There's your Cessna. Personally, I never had a desire to fly. I always liked both feet on the ground. But a lot of people enjoy it. Expensive hobby. Getting a pilot's license and a plane, kind of like having a boat. Boats are expensive too. Quite the artwork. Paint jobs. And they got little stories about each and every plane in here. There's all kinds of volunteers. A couple of them have asked me, "Can I help you?" Nah. That's kind of like the wanderer look. Display cases. Oh my goodness. Looks like a big old shark, huh? Now that's a nice paint job. Red cone on it. Even got the low eyeballs. Look out. Wings fold up on that. Must have been on the aircraft carrier. Couple of them. Pretty neat how those wings fold. Alright, ooh, I see I believe the storyboard for old Walt Disney's plane.
Swing and Lieutenant General Eichelberger, commanding the U.S. 8th Army, flew into Atsugi
Here it is.
in Kanagawa Prefecture near Tokyo.
The guy that changed entertainment. What a creator.
The airbase was strewn with Japanese military aircraft.
He changed Southern California. There's the plane. He rode on that thing. There's Mickey. Hi, Mickey. Well, cool. Neat place. Ever get a chance, stop here.
The first American flag raised over Japanese soil was in place at Atsugi.
Big old jet right when you walk in the door. They got planes everywhere, don't they? Yeah, I've been to quite a few air museums, but this one is pretty darn impressive for the amount of stuff, planes, everything they got here. Missiles. Oh, goodness. Presidential Aviation Experience. I like the red on this one. Good looking plane. Old Triumph motorcycle. Back in the day, now motorcycles are totally different. Maps, South Korea, North Korea, during the Korean War. More history. About pilots. Clay Lacey and the Learjet. Helicopters in here. Another shark painted on there. What a ride in one of those. Marines. Marines have their own jet. Okay, there's some more hangars to go through. I think one more. And planes outside. Wow, there's a stealth bomber. My goodness. It looks stealth, doesn't it? You see them once in a while at air shows. They are impressive. I like how they got the red lights on them. Makes it look sleek. And looks like some pictures of them. They can fly around the world. And a few more outside. They gotta earn their way into a hangar probably, huh? Just joking. Huge display. Little viewing area. You can watch the planes take off at Palm Springs. I've flown out of there. It's kind of a weird airport. A lot of it's outside. The terminals are small. Most of it's outside. Of course, the weather here is usually perfect or hot. But flown out of here a few times. Right over those mountains. Winds are starting to calm down a little. It's still pretty breezy, but not like before. That was quite a ride this morning coming across I-10. I've hit winds going across there a few times. In the motorhome, it's horrible. Oh, look at this car. Sitting out here waiting for a ride. Could really feel the breeze with that open door there. There are gift shop, t-shirts, everything you can think of. Air museum, all the different planes. Definitely put this on your list if you're out this way. A lot of people RV here in the wintertime, especially after Quartzsite winds down. Tons of people head over here. Looks like they got a statue memorial out here. Well, let's head to Coachella Lakes RV Resort. That's clear on the other side of the valley here. Alright, made it. This is Coachella Lakes RV Resort. It's only a little over a year old. It used to be a golf course out here. CRR Properties. They hired me to come out and film it for them. Next video you'll meet the manager and I'll run around. They're going to even let me use a golf cart. So I'm going to get settled for the night, and then tomorrow I'm going to film the park. Alright, let me go and get checked in and we'll get on in here. Alright, I actually get to stay in one of their little cottage cabins here. How cool is that? So it's going to be home for the night. What a cool day, Patton Museum. Then went out to the Palm Springs thing. Air Museum, not bad, huh? Get backed in here. This is gonna be home for the night. Tomorrow we'll meet Jim, the manager. Should be fun, and straight back to Arizona as fast as we can. Journey continues. Talk soon.